having what's called a turnip seed procedure. And what they'll do today is they're going to go in, open up my calf and remove my plantaris muscle. I hope to get back to rowing and rowing at elite level. I'd love to be able to be going well enough and injury-free to be selected for the World Championships team next year, and then ultimately hold my spot in that team for another 2 years and compete at the Rio Olympics.
One of the things that's made him successful is the fact that he is so hard-working, and because he can improve his physiology and get his physiology up, that enables him then to be able to row and work on the skills, and that's, you know, one of his strengths. He's also been desperately unlucky in terms of the injuries that he's had.
Now, if I was to come back, you know, and be injury-free, you know, I'd make sure I did every single thing as well as I possibly could, because I know that, you know, you only get one shot at this. I can wriggle my feet, I can feel my legs, so nothing went drastically wrong, which is always a good thing. Last night I couldn't sleep before coming into hospital this morning, and I actually watched the race of the 2011 Men's 8 final at the World Champs.
Australia, Canada, Great Britain.
It would be silly not to, you know, hopefully be given a lifeline with this most recent surgery, and then, you know, you wouldn't want to stuff it up.
The Germans, who will win another gold, Britain in second place, just ahead of the Australians.
4 days after the op, coming out of hospital, I was actually able to walk with crutches, assisted, you know, but take small steps and get out of hospital and get in a car and get home. But by that night, the swelling that had occurred just from that little bit of movement was just huge.
I would be strong for John to help him without displaying my emotions, which I have in front of him, because it's just been so devastating.
You know, to get to the bathroom back was really tough. So I was actually urinating in bottles and keeping them beside my bed during the day and waiting for someone to come and, you know, actually take them away for me, which is, you know, not the greatest position to find yourself in. So 9 days past op, still in a fair bit of pain actually. I can sort of get moving a little bit and, you know, start feeling a bit better, but then once I move around, it also starts to hurt.
John and I have similar personalities in some respects. We would both find it difficult to end the day without making some measure of, or some step forward.
I've always been really close with Dad and, you know, really honest with him, and he's always been able to talk to me and help me, you know, manage, you know, emotional situations.
It feels bloody good just to be exercising, doing endorphins going around the body.
I've always tried to find a thread of good news. No matter how bad things might get, there's always something that you can actually latch on to.
We're going to go and have a chat to Bill Campbell, the surgeon, just as a bit of a post-op, and he's going to give us a bit of an indication of how things are progressing.
We've probably done as much as we can, and it just depends on what the next symptoms are that present themselves.
Quite a lot of the other injuries, you can work back and kind of say, well, this is what we think the cause is, you know, so we'll try to avoid that in the future. But I think with this particular scenario in John, you know, it's not a cause and effect, you know, scenario we're looking at.
You've had as much damage or trauma, surgical trauma, as we can do to you, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had enough, that's for sure.
Just get you to go up onto your toes now. So we can see it through here.
Oh, that's,
the last
yeah.
time it sort of really compressed right down to nothing.
Oh, that's so good to see.
Well, that's pretty well.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy. I was stressing out getting that done. I was like, please. The VIS rowing squad, or part of, we headed down to Anglesea Friday morning. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the cars. We set off on our bikes from the VIS here in Albert Park. Just finished the climb. It was 27 minutes, 385 watts, heart rate sitting on about 180 most of the way up. Just to have been in a position to actually ride again with them was really enjoyable, especially after this year where I had periods of time where I thought I may never be able to ride a bike again.
He's always trained extremely hard, you know, and the challenge has never been will he do enough, it's always been will he do it well enough, and will he almost allow himself enough time to breathe and think and learn the finesse of what's going on. And I think that's a challenge he's facing now, coming back into the sport.
So end of October, last time I rode was the last week of January, so it's been a fair while.
I think it was a bit of beginner's luck. My first 3 rows felt really quite good. Like blades off the water, moving pretty well, and then it was a bit of a reality check after that.
Still got it!
Based on previous operations, I'm a little bit behind where I have been in the past. I had hoped to have been able to go to the time trial in December this year and have done a reasonable job, but I'm just not quite up for that at the moment.
VIS TV.